Yeah, so like I was saying, we love HashiCorp technologies at Focus 21, and but not everybody knows about them. So why don't you give the general spiel about HashiCorp?
So HashiCorp makes cloud automation software. We started out, I guess, 12 years ago now, and probably best known for Terraform. And people often don't realize that it's one of HashiCorp's solutions, right? We use Terraform for infrastructure as code, or we use Vagrant for managing a developer environment, completely unaware that HashiCorp is the company behind it. So Terraform does infrastructure as code. You're able to describe in a declarative manner what you want your infrastructure to look like. And it's not your traditional infrastructure as a service like Google Cloud or other things you may manage, but also the platforms you layer on top of that, the software you layer on top of that. The way that Terraform works is you have your declared infrastructure. Terraform at its core does the processing of that code and manages state and allows you to iterate on your infrastructure from day 1 to day 2 to day n when you might finally retire it. But on top of that, there's a provider ecosystem that is what makes Terraform so extensible. So today there's over 4,000 providers for Terraform, infrastructure, platform, software. Pretty much, it's interesting how ubiquitous Terraform has become because I came to HashiCorp 5 years ago, there were 160 providers, and I thought that was a lot. Now there's over 4,000. So that's Terraform. If you want to look at Terraform as kind of your peanut butter, Packer's the jelly. So Packer allows you to create machine images in a declarative manner. So describe using the HashiCorp configuration language what your images should look like, and it's a common definition approach regardless of whether you're creating that machine image on Google Cloud, on other environments, on on-prem environments, or what have you. You can also then, using Packer and Terraform together, enforce a golden image workflow. You can revoke images, so if there's a bug found, there's a CVE identified, you want to revoke that image, you want to publish a new image, you can see what environments are in compliance, what are out of compliance with the two of those working together. There is so that's kind of our infrastructure lifecycle management side. On the security lifecycle management, we have Vault that allows you to broker identity. So you bring different identities from Kubernetes, from Google Cloud, from other environments. Use that to authenticate into Vault. And then that identity is used to authorize your access to the secrets you require in order to do your function. So let's say your web app, you need to be able to talk to this database. You'll be able to obtain a credential for that database from Vault. In terms of the types of secrets, there's static secrets, so you just put it into a key value store. There's the ability to rotate secrets for things like databases, for other things. And there's also dynamic or just-in-time credentials for databases or PKI certificates that are short-lived. And by having credentials or PKI certs and so forth that have a short lifespan, you're improving your security posture. Vault also allows you to do encryption as a service. So whether you need to do encryption algorithm, or you have compliance requirements that require you to use format preserving encryption or tokenization, Vault provides that as a service. So your developers aren't thinking about how do I manage my encryption keys, what encryption algorithm do I use, and so forth. They just make an API call to Vault with the plain text. They get back that ciphertext or that format preserved text or that tokenized value, and they can store that in whatever their storage backend is. So that's Vault. Kind of the security story, in addition to Vault, we have Boundary, which allows secure access for humans to the targets for which they're authorized, again, based on their identity. So if I'm a DBA that's responsible for this database, I'll be able to connect to that target through Boundary. The nice thing is that unlike a VPN, you don't end up on the network as part of that workflow. Boundary is proxying that connection. So whether it's a direct connection or it's multi-hop to get to that target, Boundary will manage that for you. Boundary is also protocol aware, so it'll do session recordings. Today we have that for SSH. It'll come for other protocols in the future. And there's visibility, not just with the session recording, but with an audit trail of who's accessing what when, which is really nice. The kind of other prong of the zero trust story, the zero trust security story, is console, which allows us to do service registration and then discovery of those services. So if I'm A and I want to talk to B, how do I find out where B is running and healthy? And on top of that, that communication between A and B, console will enable you to secure it using mutual TLS. Vault can act as the certificate authority in that scenario. A and B are mutually authenticating each other against that trusted CA. And then you declare intentions that is A even allowed to talk to B. If A is allowed to talk to B, that communication will happen. Otherwise, it'll be blocked. So at a high level, those are some of the things that we do. There's a couple of other solutions. Vagrant allows you to manage, developer environments. Waypoint provides a way of providing your developers golden workflows, so they don't need to be aware of that, Terraform underneath the scenes or other things underneath the scenes. They come in, they leverage these golden workflows, and they get the infrastructure they need or whatever they need in order to perform their function. So at a high level, we're a cloud automation company.
So, I like what you said. Terraform is definitely the peanut butter. We love Terraform.
Yeah.
One of the things we're asking people is, what's the biggest thing you bring to people's workflow? I mean, what doesn't Terraform bring? Like cross-cloud, ability to preview changes better than native cloud solutions. I mean, it's awesome. But what am I missing? What's the next big part of workflow improvement that you bring to people, either in Terraform or HashiCorp as a whole? What do you think is the next big thing?
As it's clear today, and not just today, but kind of what's going on in our industry today is how can I increase my productivity? How can I be more efficient in what I do? How can I avoid mistakes? And so AI is top of mind for us as well, right? You see that in the Terraform test generation pieces that are coming. You're going to see that in other parts of what we're doing. Our conference last October, HashiCorp, we announced some things related to AI. I think you'll see more of that as this year goes on.
And what's your favorite part of the whole conference so far?
The people getting together. I think we're past COVID, which is lovely. I still enjoy coming to a conference and actually interacting in person, being able to shake people's hands and talk as opposed to being on a Zoom or a Google Meet or what have you. So that's my favorite part.